is my video vlog for the 26th of December 2023. It is 4:20, 4:29 p.m. Tuesday, and I am row 9 out of 100 of my 10,000. So yesterday I finished my 20,000. Oh, and I forgot to look how many days it was. I was going to, but I forgot. Kind of got dinky around to it. I was working until I got sleepy, and then I fell asleep, and then got up. Got to sleep, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, I don't know. But yeah, I managed to do a little bit of this. There was lots of problems getting started. Made a lot of mistakes with the numbers. I had to do the 1,000, and then I had to switch. I did the numbers wrong because one of them wasn't there. It was somehow accidentally built. It was never created, just the number wasn't. There's different problems that you get when you build it with the polygon tool than with the circle. I think they're doing that because I'm talking. Whenever I play YouTube videos, and because my battery dies in my earphones, and instead of using the older earphones, I just do the speaker because my roommate's not here, and they can hear people talk. Yeah, they just start freaking out like that. I don't know, maybe they like it. Anyways, I'm getting a call. Hopefully it's not taking the sound away. So yeah, I had to finish the 1,000 because it was a little bit different. It works differently because the 10 is numbered, and then 100 starts after 10. So it starts with 11, even though, and not 10, even though it's on the upper left. 1,000 starts with 101, and then I guess 10,000 starts with 1,001. And so for the first, I guess, 40, it's good, but then it makes the numbers, kind of more odd because you only do half because you have to skip 1,000. So anyways, I had to create the new folders because when I first built this a couple years ago, it was just the numbers for a row. I had the rows on, but so I had to create the folders for a row because it's a row of 100, but it had to have 5 folders of 20 in them because I'm gonna do it. Be able to take out every 20 for screen captures for my books for numbers from 10,000 to down to, and so, but not with different colors. And so, at least for now. And I'm gonna make their own around the borders, their own border helpers too that I was gonna do for the 160. So I brought all those in, and then I numbered them, and I made a bunch of mistakes. I had to do a bunch of times, and but then successfully did that, and then started numbering them and by the hundreds, and then dragging them in, and I made a bunch of mistakes in numbering them on that because I guess I was just getting too into my book. I was listening to Libby. But anyway, so I'm on row 9, and it's 100, so maybe I could finish with 10. I'm just starting it out. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's weird, when I start recording this, I can choose which direction, but then once I record, you can't, there's no button to flip it, so I have to do it like this, but then I can't see what I'm filming. Anyway, so this is row 9, 1,801 to 1,900 out of 10,000, a myriad. So I pre-numbered them, and so I have to start with 1,801 and do 100. Like that, and you just have to do that for all of them, down to 100, and it changes there. So that's the 10,000, and that's 1/4 of the 40,000, which is what this dark gray is, because I did the yellow before. I did this yellow around, that's why I just finished. So now I'm trying to finish this, and I already traced it with the polygon, and these were with the line tool, circle tool. So yeah, I have to do this, and maybe I'll do this by the end of the year, this green, which is 1/4 of the size of the total, which is 1/3 of what this one is. So I don't know, maybe I won't do anything about getting a new roommate until I'm done with this 10,000. That'd be cool. get through the whole 10, 100. Then try to get a roommate and then finish this 40,000 here. And, wow, and then I'm done. Don't know how long it'll all be, but there's a lot you can do. Like, not only, you know, represent different numbers, but also create different things. Like, you know, like I have my fight mountain. There's one thing. Well, I'm going to put every battle that ever happened you can put on here. And if it takes more space, then you would just explain how it, you know, it's crunched in. But because then you could make up a story that they redo all the battle in your fantasy world. They redo all the battles that ever happened. But then you can build Fight Mountain, which is 10,000 people, 100 levels, 100 people per level, going up different spirals to get to the top, and then they have the different fight platforms. And since it's on Fight Mountain, there's a cliff. And so you could have it where people, I guess you could have like the violent version. I want to have stories that happen in my fantasy world coincide with everything that happened in the real world. So when I'm listening to these history books, I'm always doing clip, like bookmarks, bookmark. Like, so that I can go back and I can plug those in to something that's on my website in the fantasy store. You know, like just random things, interesting things that happen. Like, let me think. Can't remember, but yeah, they can throw each other off the cliff because that's what they did in Rome. They'd kill each other by throwing them off the Tarpeian Cliff, in the Capitoline Hill, southwest corner. So they could throw them off these, or maybe you build a lake, so they throw them off and they go into the lake. Below all of them. That's cool. But anyway, and then I was thinking, you know, like they were talking about people fight in a circle to the man until they die, like when they get surrounded. You could make different circles of different sizes of people, and you could represent the different levels of fighters from the outside in, because the stronger fighters would be on the outside of the circle. All kinds of bizarre things you could do with it once you have these people on here. And of course, it would be all on the world, integrated. And then make movies. Like, I'm surprised people don't do more interesting stuff on YouTube. That's from Google Earth. And why they all these people trying to make these other programs? Because Google Earth, man, with the movies they make. And I'm surprised Google Earth movie making isn't a little bit better, but yeah, it's fun. I've made so many on Atlantis. I think you can download it. Anyways, so I decided to make some time off. My 2 energies race. Can't remember what I had for food already today. I don't think I had anything, but still have a little bit of weed. Oh man, whatever. Whenever I run out, I'll get more. But I got these in the store before it closes at 4. But oh, here's my matchbox that I have next to me. Smokey and the Bandit. These are cool sportsies. Porsche 911. James Bond, Lotus. Anyways. Oh, I'm like freaking out. I want more. I want to get another one. They're $90 for the case, and then I want to buy more of the good ones just because I've been watching videos of when I get bored of Livy, which I'm not done yet. I've been watching like videos on cars that I have, which are cool. I like them. But then there's some interesting books that I want to put on my website. There's book of, oh man, I can't remember, but they were talking about the alchemy and making the stone, the Philosopher's Stone, making the stone of eternal life, whatever. But then there's the Sibylline books, because Livy was talking about the Sibylline books, so did the Wikipedia, and then it turns out they're on Google Earth. I mean, YouTube. And it's 4.5 hours, and because I just got interested in them because the Sibylline books are the prophecy, and that's what the New Testament is. And I was like, well, maybe the New Testament and the Sibylline books kind of overlap, and I'm actually listening to Sibylline books, and it's actually the Old Testament, like the creation story with Noah and everything. So I'm going to get through it and hear it all, because somebody wanted me to do a video a few months ago about why people are comparing Fall of Empire with with maybe the fall of America. And I'd like to do a video about that, do a talking video tomorrow because it's my birthday, special day, do something special. You know what? Maybe I should get him alcohol today. Anyways, definitely tomorrow, but. So I wanted to watch a bunch of videos, see what people are saying about that, because I think more and more videos are popping up, just see what people are saying. Try to say something original. But yeah, that's how I got on the Sibylline books. But yeah, listen to that. But yeah, like, I mean, they say that when they first did the prophecy augurs of the birds, the beginning of Romulus, Romulus saw 12. Like, he saw them after Remus. Remus saw him first. He only saw 10, but then Romulus saw 12, and so they couldn't decide, because the idea was whoever saw more birds are the first birds, but then they couldn't decide who would win, the first or the most, and that's why when Romulus killed Remus. But the augurs at the time apparently said the 12 birds meant that Rome would live 12 centuries, and 12 centuries after 753 BC was the year 442, which was after the sack of Rome. Is that when it was? I need to man, I'm not very good at math off the top of my head. 753 minus 1200 equals, what the fuck? It didn't do it with a calculator. That's weird. Calculator. I just typed that in Google and hope that it would know that I'm doing calculator. I'll type minus then. My computer got stupid. It can't do Control C, Control V anymore for some reason on anything. It can't do copy and paste. I have to do it right click with my mouse now, starting today. So anyways, 447. So that was like after the sack of Rome, when they lost most of their stuff, and then in 555 is when they literally lost everything else, when they came in and just cleaned them out. But they pretty much got cleaned out of their wealth, 95% of their wealth or whatever, in 410, which was only 37 years before that. So they got, let's actually figure it out right now. 1200 divided by 37. I guess you do it the other way. 37 divided by 1200. What? Why is math not working? 37 divided by 1200. I guess because the number is so small. That's why I'm also really high. Let me do this again. 1200. Well, now I can't even type right. The thing isn't working. 1200 divided by 37 equals 32. I'm trying to get the percentage. 32. All of a sudden I can't do math. 37 divided by 1200. You're watching this in real time, me having a fucking math crisis because I can't. 37 divided by 1200. 0.03. Okay, I think I got it. So 99.97. They were 99.97. They were almost 99.9% right. So if that's true, prophecy, they're only 37 years off out of 1,200 years. 97.7%, almost 99.9. So like imagine yourself in that 753 and some like, one of the augurs is like, or one of the tripped out Sibylles, right? Is like, you know what? Ooh, you're right by 99.7, 99.9%. They are crazy. Anyways, but you know, some people, you could get sarcastic and say that they retroactively change that to make it up. But people don't think that far ahead. That didn't happen. I believe in the magic. Anyways, how did I get on that curve? And I think the origin of trying to read the future by birds is you can look at the weather by what the birds are doing. You can see where the carcasses are, where you need to get meat by where the birds are flying. You can see where the weather's coming from, going to by the birds. If there's an earthquake coming or a volcano or a herd of elephants that you need, or maybe they're following warthogs chasing after a herd of elephants or whatever, like you can, super smart people can tell what's going on with the birds. And then that kind of evolved, got religified into augurs looking at birds. And, same thing with the entrails of animals, It started with practically. But anyways, I'm super interested in this topic because they were actually mentioning that there were, in the Wikipedia, that there were Sibyls, like all over. Like every kingdom, every tradition had that, that was kind of the female's place in the intellectual society. They would have, guys officiate everything, and the women would kind of be off in the corner twiddling their thumbs. But the women are just smart as men, so they're watching it, and then maybe they get drunk or whatever, and then they give their female perspective, which kind of fills in the blanks. And then they go, okay, and then they write the Sibyl books. There's these books called the Sibylline books that were, and like the Oracle of Delphi is an example of that, where the very last king of Rome, Superbus Tarquinius, was approached by an old lady, a grumpy old lady, who was like, I have this 9 Sibyl books, but I want this much money for them. And he tried to bargain with her, and she's like, if you bargain, I'll just burn 2, and I'll come back, burn 3 and come back. And he consulted the oracles, and after she came back twice and she burnt 3 books, she only had 3 books left, he paid her the original amount she asked for the books. And then they used those books. And I guess they got burnt in 83 BC, but then they had copies of them, or they recreated them from memory. I can't remember what it said on Wikipedia, and then those existed until 405, like right before the sack of Rome, and I guess they got just burnt, destroyed, because of Christianity. But now I'm listening to something on YouTube of 4.5 hours. So like, did they find other Sibylline books? So anyways, I'm listening to this. I just want to figure it out. But just the concept in general is really interesting because it's the concept of prophecy, and you can plug that into my website. Like, because I'm making a website of history, and then I'm going to recreate the history of Rome on Boulder Rome. And so as you're recreating history on Boulder Rome, every single time something happens, you can have a chapter of the oracles that going, and I prophesize, and you know what they're prophesizing because we live in the future. You know what's going to happen. And so because you're in the mind of the people living then, and you know that they're prophesizing what's real, that's going to make it freaking fascinating show. So, and yeah, a great way to incorporate that in, and now also to show when they're correct in real life, like in this case. So anyways, yeah, I'm listening to the prophecy that they're making of all of it and everything. But I'm going to finish my drink. I'm going to smoke a bunch of weed and like not work here. I hope I saved this before I did this. Yeah, I did. And then get going, but smoke a bunch of weed and drink that. So I can get a little bit of a buzz. I get a buzz off of that, but if I drink it too slowly, it's like I don't get my buzz, And to mix it with weed. Anyway, and I also have a Lamborghini with the doors open like this. I'll show you tomorrow. And I have a bunch of Porsches. I guess Porsche Boxsters 986 are the cheap, one of the cheap sportsies you can get, and I love the way it looks. So whenever I come across money, if it comes within a reasonable period of time, like when you can still drive around, or they're still reasonably priced, and it's not all electric cars or whatever, that'd be cool to get a Porsche Boxster 4-wheel drive. But I really do like the car that I had last year, the 96 Impreza. Anyways, let's keep it under 20. I'm going to, do my drinking and watch some music videos or whatever, and then get high and drinking, and then get going on this sucker and see how far I can go today. Talk to you tomorrow.